Hello everyone, I'm Brazen Eagle and thank you for joining me here. So today, I have two posts from Reddit, that's by the time this video goes up, are a few days old, but it's from their unpopular opinion page. Now normally I don't post stuff from Reddit, but it was interesting to read and it was fun to watch some of the keyboard warriors go at it. So, young men are dropping out of society because it's abundantly clear no one cares about them. The majority of homeless people are men. The majority of suicide deaths are men. Young men graduate college less than young women. Young women are out-earning young men. Single women are more likely to own a home than single men. There are gross discrepancies in the amount of government aid available to men and, of course, available to women. Yet I've never seen women marching to end male homelessness. I've never heard a radio ad about raising money for prostate cancer. I've never seen a commercial asking men if maybe it's time to give college a second chance. Literally, no one cares if you live or die. No one cares if you're educated or fulfilled. No one cares about you. And you will be openly mocked, belittled, and humiliated if you don't fit into the predefined social mold that exists for men. Homeless? Whatever. Small dick? Suicidal? That's an icky issue. Why bother trying to be part of society that at best ignores you, and at worst is openly antagonistic towards you? I've seen many articles like, why are young men dropping out? It must be because educated women scare them. They always come to the same obtuse and illogical conclusions. Men are just stupid, lazy, useless, onerous in some way, I guess. Women are just better anyways. Young men are dropping out because they're treated by society like actual, literal, disposable objects. That's a real reason, and an edit to the post also says, to everyone asking me in the comments why women should be responsible for helping men, this is the reason. Feminism, by its literal definition, is about fostering gender equality. If men are disproportionately negatively affected by things like homelessness, violence, a lack of education, and presumptions of criminality, then these are inherently feminist issues. If you are a feminist that doesn't care about male problems, then you are not a feminist. Oh, he has not actually studied feminism. But regardless, the rest of the post, it's pretty genuine and sincere. It points out that men, especially young men, are having a tough time in general with no end in sight. Young men, of course, are dropping out because, as this post says, no one cares about them. Now, that in itself isn't necessarily a bad thing. However, guys do need a baseline of support. It's tough to go out all on your own. If you have no friends, no family, life can be daunting or even pointless to a degree. Struggling by yourself with no help is not a good situation, but I will say this about that. All men do need an appropriate amount of struggle. I need struggle, you need struggle, men in general need to struggle an appropriate amount in life. That is what will make us men better in the long term, overcoming challenges that make us better. But like this post says, society is throwing away the people that hold up our civilization, society itself. Why should men care about a society that only wants to use them and then throw them away when they're no longer useful? What's in it for a man to be responsible for a society when it openly attacks him? Sure, constructive criticism can be great, it really can be. But constant open attacks against males does nothing to help anyone except, of course, those looking to profit from this situation. But you know what? Like I said earlier, we have another post from Reddit, from the unpopular opinion page as well, that immediately white knights for females. So, men's struggle in a modern society is a big issue, but attacking women is the worst solution out there. Last discussion about the topic of men's struggles like mental health problems, societal expectations, etc. had some very good points, but also a lot of bad ones, the ones he disagrees with, or she. Seeing many people ranting on women's rights movement, this may be an unpopular opinion here. Attacking women and pointing fingers can only lead to conflict and would make the overall problem worse. In many effective movements, the best solution was to strengthen the subject, not to try to weaken others. I will say this, it sounds like he's not a native English speaker, and that's okay. Not everyone is. But I want to talk about this last sentence. Strengthen the subject and not to try to weaken others. This poster, whoever this person may be, really has no idea what's hurting or plaguing men. He doesn't understand that there's been men's rights activists since the early 1970s. And what have these men's rights activists accomplished in the past 50-ish or so years regarding male issues? Nothing. Their actions in attempting to strengthen the need for male help, or at least identifying issues, has resulted in failure. Trying to strengthen the needs of men results in failure. Now let's look at the rest of this paragraph. There were exceptions, of course, to, strengthening the subject of certain movements, but in general, the women's movement, or how this person understands it, is about empowering women, not diminishing men, like the idea of sisterhood and helping each other out. The idea of positive brotherhood is what present-day men need, in my opinion. Men being strong on our own, not being stronger than women. Equal, huh? There were similarities in American civil rights movement, for example. Excuse me. This person has never truly questioned or examined if equality, actual equality, is a worthwhile, mandatory ideal. Like most people, of course, this person has no idea what the consequences of equality actually are. For example, since the first wave of feminism, it's been about equality of outcomes. Giving women the right to vote because they have a vagina is equality of outcomes. They didn't have to work for it. Do men get the right to vote because they have a penis? No, they have an obligation to meet if they want the right to vote. There is an obstacle for men to get the same consequence. This person says we should create a positive brotherhood for men. There used to be male-only spaces way before in time when men could actually be men and discuss ideas or issues that men needed to talk about, to discuss with each other. But that's a long time ago, because most of those issues now are considered dangerous and icky, according to females. And of course, this post mentions that men shouldn't be stronger than women because, he blindly believes in equality. I liked the infamous Gillette commercial where men were telling other men how to not be an a-hole, and it got backlash from some salty individuals. The same people are watching superhero movies where heroes, men, are fighting with villains, also men, and are okay with it. Moreover, they are rooting for heroes to win. Why, when we swap, "let us violently stop this man from robbing banks and taking over the world," to "let us peacefully stop this man from sexually abusing others," then suddenly we've got a different reaction? I always ask myself, what would Batman do? Because that's a great person to look up to. And Batman would love that commercial. This is just plain stupid. Regarding that Gillette commercial from last year, from 2019, how do you know that a man is going to sexually abuse someone when he just wants to talk to a female to get to know her? Just plain stupid. Now, according to this person, he says that he is a white male, and he struggled economically, socially, with my mental health, and with my physical health, jobs, identity, relationships, and many other things. But I'm not blaming anyone for it, especially not women. I overcame difficulties in my life, and I still do, by reinforcing and empowering myself, not by putting down others. I also support others where I can on their road to self-improvement. That means also women. I think men need some accurate term for our movement to better ourselves. Maybe masculinity, masculine, and positivity. This person really doesn't know what they're talking about. And you can tell because he's absolutely blind to society's issues with men. Just because this poster says he is a white male and struggled, that doesn't mean other people aren't struggling. He's completely blind. He doesn't see what's going on. White men are struggling. Black men have been struggling for a while. Hispanics, Asians, like I said earlier. This guy wants to promote positive masculinity, but he really has no idea what the issue is. And now, also, the thing with posts about men's problems are often not taken seriously. There's a lot of them which smell like far-right, anti-woman dog whistling. And that is a problem on its own. It's the same tactic of Holocaust deniers put an innocent question or point a neutral issue, And when people start debating it, the pack of denialists swarming with hate speech, and fabricated accusations. The best way to counter it is to dismiss it from the start. I don't want this to happen with posts about men's well-being. My solution is to put some sort of assurance statement with every post, such as, "This is not far-right dog whistling," or "Don't want anti-woman comments," or something like that. And he leaves us off with, "Be safe and all the best for all men out there." No, he isn't wrong, or she isn't wrong. Whoever this poster is, isn't necessarily wrong when he or she says that some people might say men's issues are far-right or anti-women or something like that. But it is what it is. People are going to attach labels to you no matter what you do. There's really nothing you can do about it. You can change your behavior, but they're still going to call you names. They're going to call you racist, misogynistic, homophobic, because you just don't agree with their beliefs. You don't agree with their ideas. And I say, to hell with them. The truth is the truth. But I do want to leave you with a few extra thoughts regarding this post, as well as the first post about young men dropping out of society. First, men need help in general. But you can go too far to the other side. No one should be put on a pedestal. We should not put women, definitely not men, on a pedestal. No one should be put on a pedestal. Perhaps, maybe, unless they have significantly contributed to society. That's the only time you might put someone on a pedestal. Secondly, if you want men to become part of society again and to not continue dropping out, first of all, you got to stop men from dropping out. But you also have to re-encourage to get men back into society. You have to roll back privileges for people that do not deserve them. Give everyone the same opportunity to succeed. No affirmative action. No hiring quotas. Let every man, woman, and whatever succeed because of their own merit. Bring back male-only spaces. Females have their own spaces. Bring back male-only spaces. Give men room to be men and drop the label of toxic masculinity when it doesn't actually apply. But let's be realistic. Society doesn't care and will continue to push an anti-male agenda. And finally, and thinking long-term here, men as a demographic are being cast out of society in greater numbers as time goes on. But they will turn to more, as some people might say, more radical ideas. Men who society hates and casts out will turn to people that can give them solutions in an otherwise hostile environment. And if I were you, I would recommend understanding these men and where they come from. Understand their context. Or it could turn out very badly for a lot of people. Anyways, guys, thank you very much for watching. I'm Brazen Eagle, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.